everyone, let's kick things off by quickly introducing this company. Understood? Evandro, your turn, okay? Evandro, our partner and commercial manager, will provide a comprehensive overview of GotChosen, clarifying what GotChosen is and Augusto Curi's role with us. This marks the launch of GotChosen Brazil through ACP, extending from ACP to the entire country.
Hello, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here with you, a huge responsibility and an honor as well. We're here today alongside ACP introducing this new way of viewing influencer marketing. I, as the general manager, am here to share this with you. So feel privileged. This is the first place we're sharing this new arrival in Brazil this year. What's GotChosen? Carlos already introduced it. It's an American business, now having subsidiaries in Brazil and India, key influencer markets, but it didn't start with social media. It didn't kick off with the collaboration we'll mention shortly. It began a few years back with solutions for websites and blogs, offering programmatic media solutions. You know that ad you saw on a website when you were searching to buy something, like Carlos said, digital sales, and then you went to another site and it showed what you wanted? That was how GotChosen started, aiming to connect advertising with consumer interests and drive your sales. Some time ago. But GotChosen noticed that the market was changing. People stopped visiting just websites and blogs. They were going to social media, and thus you business owners were investing to show your product, but it wasn't reaching consumers anymore. And what GotChosen did was, we have to take this to social media. What is the one social media today that has programmatic media that delivers your ads to consumers? GotChosen. Because GotChosen adopted a bold strategy to build its own social channel. So GotChosen launched its own social media to bring programmatic media there and continue showcasing your product to your audience. But now, with this shift, especially through the pandemic, on social media. But GotChosen didn't want to be just another option. It always thought ahead and created a social network, gamified, to give chances and democratize not just for major influencers or brands, but for everyone. And to do this, it offers opportunities, being a gamified network for all users to earn monetization through their own content via giveaways, via contests for every user. And it evolved, already looking at influencer marketing for ad monetization programs for content creators. Thus, within GotChosen, every content creator, small, starting from 10,000 followers on any social network, can activate the ad monetization program. So they can start monetizing their content immediately, which also helps bring their product to their customer. So GotChosen thought a bit further ahead with a very peculiar, very human care. And we are glad to be here with Dr. Augusto Curi, because despite being online, the digital world is made up of human beings, of people with feelings. And how many people have you perhaps heard about who face difficult situations in getting along with critics, social media, and so on? I won't touch on this topic as it's Dr. Augusto Curi's expertise, but GotChosen is the only social platform in the world with a program that cares about its users, which is emotional health, at no cost within the app itself. And then, if Dr. Augusto wants to go deeper into this, he can. But we see it as a digital relationship, yet with humans, and it also presents this opportunity. When it comes to the social network, we learned a lot and then stumbled upon the influencer marketing market. After all, while building the platform, we had over 10,000 influencers in direct contact. Learning how it worked, both in creating content and how the audience consumed it, and GotChosen discovered a market that in the previous year in influencer marketing, $24 billion were allocated globally to influencer marketing last year. And possibly this was invested by you as well, and many times what we noticed was that there was no return. A means to assess if my investment produced results or not. So GotChosen, again, thinking ahead to cater to this market, created the Collab Marketplace to make it a genuinely collaborative platform not merely a marketing term, but so that influencers, together with brands and agencies, could work together, but in a safe and proper market, because unfortunately, as Carlos noted, a lot of this investment is lost to fraud, bots, and so many other things. Today, it's very easy to go online and buy followers, views, engagement, and more. You build a fake profile and it continues, but these are the issues. GotChosen provided the solution for this because it will create an efficient environment. And later, Marcelo will definitely dive deeper into this for sure, as she developed her own artificial intelligence with the expertise of being the only influencer marketplace that has its own social network. So this is a fast overview of GotChosen, which we are once again pleased to bring to you here at CP. Thank you very much.
And naturally, I wanted to take this chance to hand it over to Katya, because Katya has something wonderful. Since you brought up the 360, I asked Katya to bring a case, a success story, so we can understand. And it's recent too, isn't it? So, Katya, explain a bit about this case, this journey to success online now with GotChosen, naturally.
Well, what I'm going to present to you is an influencer marketing campaign. It was a recent campaign. The brand we created the campaign for is Mega Nutrition. Mega Nutrition produces functional beverages like Mega Coffee. And they encountered a big challenge because there was a concept that functional drinks should be aimed at the fitness audience, the gym goers, and that influencers also had a predefined profile. When they reached out to us at GotChosen looking to develop, they were already conducting their own influencer marketing inside the company. The process is completely developed in-house. We were able to break this idea that the campaign needed to target a very niche audience. Niche. How was this accomplished? The campaign they designed without a collaborator is a 13-stage campaign. It begins with the campaign definition. When the company's team gathers and the marketing team members come together, they define the campaign model, and it goes through 13 steps. Anyone who has done influencer marketing, Bruno, knows it can be more than 13. There are many more steps involved. I was being simplistic when I said just 13. But there are 13 steps. And to carry out a campaign with 6 influencers, the brand said it took roughly 60 days. It took about 60 days with an average cost of 1,000 reais per influencer, and they achieved an average of 2,000 views per influencer. These are the stats they gave us. Well, challenged by the collaborator, we built the campaign. The brand stopped paying attention to 13 steps and began to focus only on 4 steps of the process, which are 4 steps where these are decision-making steps where the company truly directs all its attention to the campaign. And the 60-day model took 28 days, no longer an average cost, but a fixed amount, and no longer an average delivery, but rather a guaranteed delivery. So it transformed completely, right? If we compare 13 with 2,000 views and 1,000 to a comparison of 4 steps, the cost, just the cost of their operational team here, which stopped using time for influencer marketing and shifted to spending time on other marketing priorities in the company, then we already have considerable savings. And we conducted the process as follows. So a creative process was initiated outlining the entire campaign model, all the structural aspects, briefing, hashtag model. What's essential to say is that GotChosen offers this framework for a small business regardless of the product type you sell. If you've never tried influencer marketing, the GotChosen team is here to help you to build the campaign from the initial step for those who have never engaged in influencer marketing. Just like we can create for Pichal a campaign that has a vast structure which is a well-established company in influencer marketing, particularly with gamers. We can also establish a campaign in collaboration. Therefore, this creative process is for everyone. It's available for companies of any size. The same efficiency applies to all. After that, we addressed the delivery expectations, selected the influencers. Despite the image being small, the numbers, so we have a list of influencers who were chosen, and the brand has given approval. The influencers received the scope through the app and accepted it, and submitted their information so the brand could send sample products to the influencer. And we already had an expectation on the entire dashboard that the brand has access to from the very first moment of the campaign regarding the engagement, views, and everything else the influencer could deliver. So it's a realistic delivery expectation, not a surprise even before the campaign kicks off, just during the selection process. And as the campaign develops, you will see that every brand that concludes a campaign has access to these frameworks. So they can view the influencers submitting the videos. They can access these videos before posting for pre-approval. And here they recognize that the influencer submitted the video, posted it on GotChosen, shared it on Instagram, and we start collecting engagement metrics, views, and responses. Therefore, all this delivery is done in real time. From the moment the influencer shares, the brand can keep track of each influencer's performance in the campaign. And when the campaign ends, we have a results analysis. For those who already practice influencer marketing or any marketing campaign, they know that the results of a campaign are essential for analyzing the business that was done and for projecting the next campaign, which I believe is just as important. To analyze the outcome of what was done with the projection. What GotChosen offers that is entirely unique in the market through AI, which Marcelo will explain shortly, is the aspect of qualified views. It's small here, but I'll translate it for you. Here, 365,000 views were produced in this campaign. Of the 365,000 views, 65,000 were classified as disqualified. They were classified as non-organic views or not qualified enough to be worthwhile for the company. The brand, the company, will pay not for the 365,000, but for the 299,000, which is precisely what they received qualified. Your company no longer pays for arbitrary views. You pay for views that are interpreted, analyzed, and validated by artificial intelligence as truly safe and valid. And here, all the other engagement data, plus everything else we need for analysis. So we are at the fourth step of the campaign with GotChosen, this results analysis to help you plan new campaigns. I brought you a social validation. If anyone wants to check it out later, it's the Instagram of meganutrition.official. Here's their Instagram. Here we have the posts that were created in the old model. So there were 1,000, 5,000, 127, or 287, 113 views. These were the metrics the company had on its Instagram. When we conducted this collab campaign, we had 15,000, 59,000, 25,000, 47,000 views on video posts. So this is the result of a well-structured briefing, a campaign with selected influencers, a structure that completely enhances your marketing. Anyone who wants to take a quick visit can check out the entire campaign structure. And here, the brand did this validation for us. So the internal model, which is what she used, she categorized as a complicated, labor-intensive, and time-consuming process with high costs and minimal results. There is a current model which Carlos discussed involving the influencer and direct negotiations. And this current model, Mega Coffee classified as costly and without guarantee. And with GotChosen, they qualified it as predictive, effective, transparent, and guaranteed. So this is something I bring to you with great pride. And still talking about validation, I wanted to share this moment with you because it's exclusive, another exclusive we offer to CP. GotChosen's was recognized by ABRAD, which is the Brazilian Association of Digital Agencies. And last week, Evandro visited Google for Startups in São Paulo, representing GotChosen's. And GotChosen's was included in the Artificial Intelligence Guide. It's a national guide. It's a guide that provides all the structure for those who want to understand more about the technical side of artificial intelligence through various different cases. Therefore, GotChosen's is a success story in the ABRAD guide. Anyone who wants to check it out, if someone wants to take a picture of the screen, this QR code leads directly to the guides page, and there you will be able to see GotChosen's case and all the other successful artificial intelligence cases. I'm really glad to share this with you.
Thanks, Katia. Again, let's applaud her. Now continuing, what do I hand over to Marcelo? Just chill, right? Should I do this for you? And then he claims he's the technical engineer here, right? Or not? Is that possible? He felt threatened. People, that's it. It's the truth above all truths. Believe it or not, doctor, we are professionalizing the market of influencing people. We are all influencers. You may not know it, but you are the influencer, and we should be mindful of what we influence. So it's very important. When I influence, I do it in my own way. The car I drive, the shoes I have, but mainly how I am, not what I have. And what I am is the risky part. Sometimes people follow you without you knowing. Sometimes you influence without realizing it. So I want to say why I'm bringing this up. Because GotChosen's AI identified this. It brought new developments. So here's Marcelo, our engineer, the person who leads an incredible team, just to bring new ideas and what is real. Marcelo, before you speak, I want to say the following. The FTC, which is an international foundation for the internet, is connected with Meta. In the US, it has become legislation. It has become a statute. And why are we bringing this up? Because, Gilberto, you have a car store. If you hire me to do ads for your dealership, I know I'll do well, of course. But if I promise you that I'll deliver 2 sales, promising that I'll bring you 2 sales from your dealership and you pay me, but I don't deliver, or I mislead you, and what is lying? When I buy views, it's when I buy likes. It's when I acquire what I don't genuinely possess, and then I finalize the sale. For me, Dr. Augusto Curie, George, it's robbing my client of their money in a very clear way. Therefore, we must be sincere, and the Commercial Association of Paraná has credibility. It has credibility based on truth, and that's why we, at GotChosen, are here to kick off this initiative throughout Brazil. For the truth, with guaranteed delivery, and the responsibility is present. Marcelo?
Well, everyone, my name is Marcelo. I am a senior engineer at GotChosen's and also solid in artificial intelligence, and I'm going to discuss a bit with you. They're about artificial intelligence in our daily lives. In the past, when we talked about artificial intelligence, it seemed very distant, but nowadays, we can identify it as that artificial intelligence that is in front of you all the time. The one you see, the one that works behind the scenes. And often you have no idea what's happening. So, when we talk, for example, about camera filters, often that saying comes up for girls, right? Be careful with the filter or folks won't recognize you on the street. Everyone has seen and used this camera filter. Some people have gone through the experience of taking their child, speaking with Alexa, and asking for responses to school tasks. So this is the AI that is already integrated into our lives. This happens in a natural way. People edit images and videos and so on. Many times, what everyone suspects occurs, and I'll tell you it's true. One day, you're discussing with a friend at a barbecue and you talk about a product. That product that grabs your attention, but you're not on your phone or computer, you just mention it. And suddenly you start getting a lot of advertisements about it. Has anyone faced this? I admit it. Another situation that frequently arises is customized social networks. We have plenty of experience with this. When you're using, for example, Instagram, TikTok, or even GotChosen, you start to realize that what we refer to as the feed, meaning those videos, images, and news that appear for you, are always relevant, always drawing a lot of attention. It's a race we engage in to keep attention held and provide what's relevant for you. And we are progressing in this regard. Recently, we have been able to work on models that deliver what's interesting for you and also for those close to you. For your wife, for your child, you must have noticed this. Suddenly something pops up in your feed and your wife shows it to you. Look at this cool thing I saw. Oh, wait, I just saw that. So it's the intelligence working and recognizing your preferences. How do we use this in the business world? So this is already part of everyone's life, and we need to figure out how we can benefit from it, how we can utilize it. So as we say, it facilitates rapid, precise decisions and a significant impact. Imagine the following situation. Imagine we are now talking about Pichal. Pichal has a significant demand for hardware, equipment, and computers, but Pichal can't just buy based on guesswork. She can't fill her stock with equipment if she doesn't have sales forecasts. So there are processes within artificial intelligence that allow us to predict and generate some predictability about what will be sold and when. Therefore, we can create situations that support acting as a counselor for the company to ensure that it makes purchases at the right time, because it's not just about having a huge inventory. There's also the aspect of storage. This product will soon be outdated quickly. A new line appears. So we can utilize this predictability to support as well. So this helps in business. One of the advantages of artificial intelligence is that it's not limited to big players like Pichal. Even smaller firms can benefit from this. Therefore, it's quite fascinating to start using these tools to handle your resources more effectively. When we talk about influencer marketing, as Katya noted, we always aim to present the situation that leads to a meeting with the brand, something that establishes a true connection with the brand. So when you're working with influencers, unfortunately, among these influencers, we find people who have acquired followers, bought likes, and purchased comments, inflating your campaigns. So many times you find yourself, I partnered with an influencer, received 300,000 views, got many comments, but it didn't result in anything in my process. That's a bad thing. Thus, you can't separate this data. Suddenly, you could be showcasing a great product to your community, but it's appearing in India. So it makes no sense for you. So we can utilize, as we already do at GotChosen's, artificial intelligence to ensure that this is not distributed incorrectly and that we genuinely have a cutoff, demonstrating that these views are legitimate, and we can certainly regard it as an authentic connection.
Marcelo, excuse me for interrupting, but it's a question we frequently discuss regarding artificial intelligence. Some people come to speak or present on this, but what makes GotChosen's artificial intelligence different from others? Wow, it's as if he read the next slide, right?
All right. What's the fundamental question they asked me here? That's wonderful. What's the matter? When we talk about artificial intelligence, it's like educating a child. It's as if you're teaching how to identify certain behavior patterns. Just as you teach a child to walk, they will eventually learn to run, and so on. Within GotChosen's, we have the opportunity to have our own social network, and it's not a small one. It's present in several countries, generating a lot of posts, fostering many connections among creators and their audiences, and we can leverage this data, which we label first-party data. This data is not accessible anywhere else. To obtain this data, you need to have a personal social network. By using this information, we can create models. Models are ways of learning within artificial intelligence that manage this. Of communication, and they understand that if a person is accessing your post and coming from certain parameters, it's a true connection. If they are very far from that, like if you post for Curitiba and they come from Pakistan, it's not a real connection. So that's the essential difference. One of the key benefits we have at GotChosen's when we mention artificial intelligence, as I said, there are people using Alexa and there are people using ChatGPT. These are generative artificial intelligences that work with information they have access to. No one has access to first-party data from social networks because it's very valuable information. We have this information. Thus, if someone tries to follow the same model we use, they also have to create a social network to access this information and to execute the processes we carry out. So, to finish, I want to mention that as written, the AI, the artificial intelligence from GotChosen's, is designed to create genuine and impactful connections. We will always serve your audience to those who are important for your product. That's it.
Thank you. Let's applaud Marcelo. I'd also like to call here, just to finish, Evandro, please wrap up for us with the opportunities that GotChosen's brings.
Well, first off, regarding GotChosen's, it's an opportunity for all brands. Thus, this is the first advantage for you if you still are digital with your business. As Carlos mentioned, you can, through GotChosen's, no matter how big you are, through this whole process, have this opportunity, and an opportunity that fits your size within your budget, where we can assist you in entering this world and growing in it. Because Collab is meant to be inclusive, not just for brands, but for influencers of every size too. A great piece of news concerning all this information is that we are hiring your campaign no longer under the current model that pays a fee, but through the acquisition of a projected performance, meaning I aim for a campaign with 300,000 views that reaches such city, that location, so you crafted your campaign, and that is what you purchase. With the assistance of artificial intelligence, you'll go to receive the views you aim for from the authentic ones, such as the case that Katya presented. The total you see in the feed was 365,000, but 65,000 were invalid, and the brand paid only for the 300,000. Thus, artificial intelligence assures you, brand in this hiring model, that you are not merely contracting content, but truly the influence, which is where your buyer resides. That's in the crowd of your influencer. One more benefit is that you indeed maximize your investment. As Katya said, returning to the case, because these are the advantages that you emphasize. When we compare it to the current market today, paying for a fee, the investment within GotChosen's is approximately 50% lower to achieve similar results. And if I take into account the time saved through all those stages from 13 steps of brand involvement to only 4, this reduces your team's time by around 80%. And this also converts into value, which means your investment here will see a return, much higher and assured by artificial intelligence. Another point, which will obviously target a more qualified and larger audience, lowering the workload for marketers here, your well-known CAC, which is the customer acquisition cost. Thus, this will guide all the investment you put in more effectively towards your customer. And the results, as Marcelo just pointed out to you, we are the only platform offering this performance-based hiring model, verified and guaranteed by artificial intelligence. Another detail, which is guaranteed by artificial intelligence. We run the campaign, the only multi-platform campaign as well, which means your campaign today, thanks to our partnership with Meta, will happening within GotChosen itself simultaneously with Instagram Reels. So all these views that are analyzed, they are being analyzed within GotChosen and directly on Instagram, thanks to our alliance with Meta. So you will be working with influencers who are conscious of this, which means the likelihood of getting organic views increases significantly with this professional awareness. And to conclude, for all of you, as I mentioned before, you will be ahead in this market. You are the first to have the opportunity to know and use all this technology that will always bring innovation and competitiveness. The work isn't done yet, right, Marcelo? We're just getting started. After all, intelligence, like ours, human, never stops evolving, and GotChosen's artificial intelligence will not stop. So today you are receiving this opportunity, and we are very happy to present this to you, to the business community of Paraná with CP. Once again, thank you very much for the opportunity.